find yourself in an uncomfortable, inconvenient circumstance or a situation that you dislike, you do not approve, you are not okay with, it's pointless to say it does not depend on you or that you do not have a choice. One thing you have to know is that the choice rely on your hand. One thing that God has given man is the power of the will. From the Garden of Heaven, it's always said to us, you have the choice in whatever situation you find yourself at. And options that you always face with. The first one is that you can decide to remain in that situation. You can say, okay, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with this marriage that I do not like. I'm fine with this job that I do not like. But don't complain. Don't blame anyone, because that's your choice. You have set that situation. You say, okay, it's my burden. Let me carry it. Don't go around murmuring and so on. That is your choice. So you decide to choose. That's the first option. The second option is that you might decide that, let me pack my bag and leave this situation because it's not good for me, because it's not what I bargained for. And you just get away from the situation. It might be a job, a position that you not appreciate. You just get out of that company. If you feel that it's just killing your self-esteem or your happiness, or even you can just pack your bag and leave. You can resign. Even that marriage, if you find that it's not what you bargained for, you can decide to leave. Then you can decide. It's also your choice. That's your choice. It's also okay. But just make sure that before you leave, you have an introspection where you ask yourself if you're not the problem, if you are not the one who causes that situation. Because most people leave situation and carry that same luggage to the new one. And that's why they will move from one place to the other, because they have never resolved what created the first discomfort. So let's say if you are into that job and you're not disciplined, and you end up getting frustration from your employee or from the people around you, and because of that you just decide to leave. You have to come to the place where you say, okay, where did that go wrong, and try to sort out this shortcoming from your side. Otherwise, where you'll be going, you're still going to face the same thing. And that also applies to marriages. There are people, they don't do as they should. They don't respond to their vow, and that creates friction in the marriage, and they decide to divorce. And they leave that marriage, they go to the next one, from one marriage to the other, because they never solve themselves out. So it's good that before you decide to leave the situation, you have an introspection and see where you went wrong. The third option is for you to say, no, I'm not happy with this. Let me change it. You have the power. It takes one person to change the dynamic. And when you take it upon yourself to change the situation, whether in your home, whether in your workplace, a lot of things to happen. It's just for you to look around and say, what is not okay? I'm going to take it upon myself to make things go my way, to make things work. And believe me, as I always say that good things are contagious. If you decide that, okay, there's no love in this home, let me change the dynamic. The moment you start planting the seed of love will take place. So you can decide that, no, I've been behaving wrong, but let me change. And through your change, things will also going to be affected in your environment. So I say you have three choices. You might decide to just stay and accept it as it is and not complain. You might say, okay, I'm going to leave the situation, and make sure before you leave, you carry your luggage. You make sure that you're not taking that what create the situation to the next place, or you decide to change. And this is the best space. We have the power of change. The power of choice is in our hand. that is one thing that we can really embrace to make a better life, to create the type of life that we want.